Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Jesus TV. My return subscribers, you're welcome. Please make yourselves comfortable. My new viewers, you're welcome. I know that you're new here. Please also make yourselves comfortable. My old subscribers, thank you all for all sticking with me. I know that it's been a very long time that I've posted videos here. Actually, this will be a gist for another day. Okay, so this actually caught my attention. This has been an argument online for a while now, between some people. They were talking about there was recently there was a function that Ooni of Ife attended, and other kings too were in attendance for that function, and one of the kings, they happened to be the Alaafin of Oyo, the recent Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Owada. And of course, what was circulating was that the Alaafin of Oyo didn't stand up to greet the king. Of course, the king greeted so many other kings there, and they all stood up to greet him. Of course, they paid respect to him, and they were like, why didn't the Alaafin of Oyo stand up to greet the king? Like, they felt like it was disrespectful, and like, bloggers at least were trying to make an issue out of it, and most people came up with their own um opinions why the Alaafin of Oyo should have stood up to greet him. And yes, so somebody made reference to the old picture, the old version, that the late Alaafin of Oyo, the older Alaafin of Oyo, where he met the Ooni of Ife at a function, and he stood up to greet the Alaafin of to greet Ooni of Ife, like, but he didn't prostrate, like, he just stood up and greeted him, and people were like, so now the argument is that even so, yes, this thing should be by age, but the late Alaafin of Oyo stood up to greet Ooni of Ife. Of course, we all know that Ooni of Ife's is like a first king, and so was the late Alaafin of Oyo. Like, his own ruling, his own glory was for a very long time, and of course he was even there before the Ooni of Ife. So like, him standing up to, maybe he has his own personal reasons, they have their own personal reasons. So like, this particular one is a new king, so they are saying that he's supposed to stand up, the Alaafin of Oyo is supposed to stand up to be the Ooni of Ife. Like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what should be the reasons for their agreement. But we all know that Ooni of Ife is a first class king, and we also know that the throne of the Alaafin of Oyo is also a first class throne. Okay, so if there's anybody that should stand up for anybody, it should be a mutual feelings between both of them. Like, okay, because this person has been on his own throne for a very long time, or because this person, I'm older than him and all that. But I don't know if that comes, because people have actually they've done this thing before. Like, when Ooni of Ife attended one function, I don't know whether it was in Lagos or in Abuja. I don't know who was celebrating one thing. So all the old people were actually there, the veterans. Like, okay, we had our Sir Pet Edoche, you all know him, there. And the Ooni of Ife just came in. A lot of people greeted, some people prostrated. And of course, Sir Pet Edoche was sitting down, and Ooni of Ife, they exchanged. Abi he was sitting down, or when Ooni of Ife came in, or Ooni of Ife came in, and or Abi Ooni of Ife was sitting down and he came in. I don't know, I've forgotten how that scenario played out. They were like, why didn't Sapet stand up to greet the Ooni of Ife? That was the argument then. And a lot of people were like, they countered, like, okay, yes, we all know the Yoruba tradition, but from where Sapet Edoche is coming from, he is a king. Secondly, he is older than the Ooni of Ife. You don't expect him. The cultures differs, but you don't expect him to stand up to greet, the Ooni of Ife. And that was how the argument was going and going and going and going, until it all ended and to nothing. You know. Now they've started with the Alaafin of Oyo and Ooni of Ife. I don't know why they are all eager to see, to push this narrative that, like, like this person should prostrate for this person and this person. I don't know how, but I mean, they met in a function. You don't expect someone to lie down with their Christmas clothes on the floor to prostrate for the king. They will certainly, bow to greet the king, but you know, or put their two hands. There's so many ways to respect or to show respect to, people, elders, royalties, even without prostrating. You can join your two hands together to shake if the king or the royalty or the elder, you know, you know, if they stretch their hands towards you for a handshake or for a greeting or all that. So like it's been an argument. I was like, okay, so I mean these are first class kings, so we don't expect anybody to, they are all doing well in their various kingdoms. And I mean, besides this, the recent Alaafin of Oyo is doesn't look, is not a young man too, he's old too. I mean he's aged too. So so it's like an argument. So I thought maybe I should bring it here. Maybe people have their own opinion, who should have prostrated or who should have, I mean, they should have greeted each other. Because the way people are pushing this narrative, one day they will go and push one narrative of, probably because they're always bringing up Ooni of Ife with one other king, or Ooni of Ife with one other person. Like it's really getting deep. Do you understand? So you can see people arguing, you know arguing about Kabiyesi and of the Oba, the Alaafin of Oyo and other kings. Like we all know that Kabiyesi is a first class king. So for other kings, they have other ways of showing their respect to him. But for ordinary citizens, of course, it is demanded that we prostrate, or for women we kneel down to greet the king. So tell me what your opinion, what you think about this what is going on social media, this particular issue. So thank you so very much for always coming and for viewing my channel. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like and share my videos, and don't forget to comment nicely. Bye.